Well, folks, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back, and I hope you guys are doing fantastic out there. In this video today, I'm going to make my official UFC 294 predictions. I've been asked to do this video once again. I love doing these fight prediction videos because I'm a huge fight fan. Now, I got to tell you guys, this is like my fourth attempt at getting these fight prediction videos done. So hopefully this one will go through. Now what I've been dealing with is my laptop that I normally use for doing screen capturing and stuff like that. It's not here right now. So I'm using my video editing laptop. The audio was terrible when I tried to do screen capture. So I'm gonna set this camera up on a tripod and I'm gonna do it the old school way. We're just gonna look at the screen and I'm gonna give you my thoughts. So without further ado, let's get on into that and let's see who my picks are. Thanks for watching. Okay, so here we are looking at the UFC 294 website. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and I'm only going to make predictions on the main card, but we're going to start with the prelims, and we're just going to take a look and see what's going on. You know, it looks like a very interesting card. This is going to be taking place in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, so they're on Yas Island. So here we're looking at the prelims, and it looks like a fairly good card, even for the prelims. Looks like some really interesting bouts here. Very nice. Lots of talent. Absolutely, lots of talent. I'm excited about this card. You know, it's kind of crazy when the main card, you know, the co-main event and the main event got shook up. We had two fighters fall out, so that was very unfortunate. So now we are on the main card here. We're looking at this first bantamweight bout. We have Saeed versus Muin, and this is going to be an interesting matchup. Both of these guys look well matched, but I'm going to go ahead and lean over here with Saeed. I think he's going to get it done. He looked like he was in a little bit better shape and looked like his mental toughness might have been a little bit sharper. So I'm going with Saeed on that first one there. So let's go up to the next one. We have a middleweight bout, and we have a gentleman from Brazil over here on the right versus a gentleman from Russia, number 11 on the roster in the middleweight division. So very interesting. Looks like the odds are in favor of the Brazilian here, but I'm gonna go with the Russian. These guys are all kind of training together with that Nurmagomedov camp. They're just studs. Their wrestling is amazing. Their grappling is good. They're not afraid to let their hands go. So I'm going to go with the Russian. I don't know much about this guy, but I think he's going to get it done. So let's go up here. We're going to look at the light heavyweight bout, and you got number 7, Johnny Walker from Brazil. I love this guy. This dude is freaking beast. And he's going against number 2, and a gentleman from Russia. Now, I've seen this guy. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name. But I've seen this guy compete before, and he is very, very good. I watched the weigh-ins earlier, and Johnny Walker, poor guy, he got embarrassed because when he was jumping up onto the stage for the weigh-ins, he tripped and almost fell down. How embarrassing. But he's a bigger man than this Russian, but maybe we're seeing a pattern here. I'm kind of leaning with these Russians. I'm going to go with this gentleman here. I just think that he's going to get it done in the grappling department. Johnny Walker's bigger and taller, and it looked like he might have more reach on the stand-up. But yeah, I'm going to lean over here to the left on this light heavyweight bout. So that leaves us to the co-main event. Now this one, I'm very excited about. This is a middleweight bout. You've got Khamzat Chimaev, who moved to the United Arab Emirates, so he's now a citizen there. Number 4 in the middleweight division, and he was supposed to take on Paul Acosta, who got injured, they say. There's a lot of scuttlebutt on the internet saying that he pulled out and all this, but I'm going to err on the side of caution and just think that he's being honest that he had an injury, and Kamaru Usman stepped in. Now, Kamaru's ranking number 1. That's not in the middleweight division, if I'm understanding it correctly. That's number 1 in the welterweight division. So Kamaru Usman is a freaking savage. This dude is in shape. He was the champion in the welterweight division for a long time. He lost to Leon Edwards. Then they had a rematch and he lost again. But Kamaru Usman is no joke. He is a stud. He's in shape. He's got excellent wrestling. His mental toughness is there. He's not afraid, to go the distance. He's not going to run out of gas. But my pick is going to be, I'm going to go with Chimaev. He's a bigger man. He's undefeated. He is the favorite in this fight. I just think that Chimaev is going to be too much for Usman. That takes nothing away from Usman because I love him, but he's used to fighting welterweights, and this is his middleweight debut. I just don't think he's going to get it done. I'm going to go with Chimaev on this one. And that leads us to the main event. This is a lightweight title bout between Islam Makhachev and Alexander Volkanovski. Now, this is another replacement. Islam was scheduled to fight Charles Oliveira in a rematch, and I was super excited about that. I was hoping that Charles Oliveira would come get his belt back. He's got the most submission wins than anybody in UFC history. But he got this big gash over the right eye like 12 days out from the fight. So Alexander Volkanovski took the call and he stepped up. He's the 145-pound champion versus the 155-pound champion. They have fought before at 155 pounds. Islam put his belt on the line and Alexander put his pound-for-pound ranking on the line. It was a fantastic fight. They went 5 rounds. I personally gave the edge to Volkanovski. I thought that he barely won that fight, but the official decision went to Islam. It was a split decision, and there's been a lot of talk back and forth. People are kind of arguing about this fight, thinking that Volk won, thinking that Makhachev won. So this is a hard one to pick. I love both of these guys. Islam is from Russia, so being in the UAE, he's kind of got that home field advantage almost, where when he fought Volkanovski, their first meeting, it was in Australia. So Volk had the hometown advantage in Australia, but now we're in Islam's territory, and Volk, he doesn't seem to be scared about this at all. Volkanovski has everything to win in this fight. If he wins, he becomes a 2-division champion. Islam's putting his belt on the line again. And if he loses, he's not really losing anything. He just loses the second fight, which means there's not going to be a rubber match or a third fight between them if he loses again. So for Islam, I give him lots of credit because the change of opponent on 12 days, he stepped up too. So he's still here, and I got to give credit to Kamaru and Volkanovski. Well, all 4 of these guys, because they really saved the card by having these fights. So who's going to win this fight? Well, the odds are saying that Makhachev's going to win, but my heart, I'm really torn on this one because the first fight, if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link to that first fight in the description box so you can watch this. But my heart wants to go with Volkanovski. I would love to see him win. This guy has no quit. No, he doesn't run out of gas. He's got mental toughness for days. So my heart says that Volkanovski's going to win. But my logic and my intuition is saying Islam's going to win this fight. He's a bigger fighter. He's got the home field advantage. He's got a little bit more pressure because his belt's on the line. He comes from a great camp. And so my official pick is Islam's going to win this fight. Now, there's another thing involved here, and that's the little fella, Hasbullah, the little guy. He comes from the Islam camp, and he loves Volkanovski too, that little guy. I saw him at the weigh-ins, and I just love that guy to pieces. So those are my official predictions on UFC 294. I'm very excited about this fight event, so I'd like to see your predictions in the comments section down below, especially on the main event and the co-main event. Please let me know who you think's going to win on these fights. I'd love to see what your thoughts are. Are you in agreement with me? Are you not in agreement? What about Johnny Walker here? Am I right on that one? Do you guys think he's going to pull it off, or do you think the Russian, the one that I'm thinking is going to win, do you think he's going to get it done? Let me know. I'd really like to read those comments and see what your thoughts are. So, folks, I want to say thank you for joining me today on this video, my official UFC 294 picks. Hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to leave your comments down below, like this video, share this video, and until next time, thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.